Zaldico, in all likelihood, or if he does not want to return here, there is no talks, there are no, kumbaga, negotiations, then, and he does not want to be returned to the Philippines, his options are, number one, assert his Portuguese citizenship and ask to be deported there. If no such citizenship exists, he has a different visa pala, he can assert, he can apply for political asylum, and in the duration of the application, he will not be deported. Also, even if he loses the case for asylum, he can ask not to be returned to the Philippines because he expects to be persecuted here. Sabi niyo, OFW ako, pwedeng masasabi niyo sa 74 million na pinababalik ng COA. Hi, kay OFW ako from Singapore. Nandito po kayo kahapon, tinanong na pa rin yan kahapon, and the day before that, all the way since Tuesday, ini-explain po namin yan. Unang-una, that is not a final decision. Meron pang, merong 160 days si VP to either return money or to raise the matter to court. So, it is not yet established as a fact. Kasi pag sinasabi ninyo, ano yung masasabi nyo, pinapahasoli yung pera na ganun. Bakit? Totoo na ba? Mismong COA ang nagsabi, may 160 days pa before the decision becomes final. So, bakit para sa inyo? Anong masasabi ninyo? We can't form an opinion unless it becomes final already. And oh, by the way, during the course of the hearing, remember this, hindi naging issue kung paano ginastos. Ang naging main issue dun sa base dun sa testimonya ng COA is nagpalit yung accountable officer. Merong ibang instances, and then there are a few entries naman that said na kulang lang yung documentation. The reason we're a little sensitive about di totoo yan, ganito yan, ganyan yan, is because naghahanda ang admin na ito. I mean, we all need to be on the lookout. It's wrong, ha? It violates our constitutional right to free speech. But until that is challenged in the Supreme Court, they can cause a takedown of our accounts. So, I don't mind the conspiracy theories. Wag lang masyadong seryosohin yan, where you post it as though it is true and already real, tapos maka-apekto ito ng public order or the public interest or the credit of the state. Sa tingin nyo, sinong posible na ilaglag ni Zaldico kung totoo nga na nahuli na siya? Ilalaglag, ganito yan no? He has to tell the truth. So, kung kulang ang ikikwento niya, hindi rin ibibigay yung hinahanap niyang state's witness na status. He has to tell everything. So, I don't know if he will have a choice in that. Umpisahan muna natin dito sa pag-like, di ba? So, yesterday, medyo malabo kasi yung ating signal. So, this is an opportunity. Ulitin ko lang po yung very short lecture natin yesterday or this and para makapag-discuss tayo. Now, let's lay some things to expect. Kumbaga, not really ground rules, things to expect. Well, number one, many who are discussing here are on the Duterte side. But everybody's welcome. All manner of color. Ika nga ni Attorney Barry kaninang umaga. Kasama na pati purple at saka cerulean blue. So, ayun, yung everybody's welcome. What we ask lang is respectful questioning at saka wag mo nyo naman i-expect na lahat nakikita ko. And that do not expect then that if you have asked one question that we will be able to keep answering your question in view of the fact na marami pong nagtatanong. And this is Q&A talaga. Request ko rin lang, if you're going to ask a question, complete your sentence. You can say, ano na nangyari? Okay, and when you say, paano yung ganyan? That's an incomplete question. Usually you're saying, sige, you probably mean something like, what happens next? Okay, in many instances, wala tayong bolang kristal, so be prepared for certain answers like that. Para lang ito dun sa mga bago. Yung mga matagal na dito, sanay na sila. So while we're greeting everybody na rin, if you're watching this on the replay, or like kung team replay kayo, magandang araw din po sa inyong lahat. So good evening everybody. As you said, as requested yesterday. Ang request kasi dahil sobrang labo talaga ng signal kahapon, di ba, nakakalito. So, Zaldívar allegedly, okay, para to satisfy everybody's point of view on this one, Zaldívar was allegedly detained in the Czech Republic. Supposedly, he was transiting through that country, but there was a problem with his documentation. Ang ibig sabihin ng documentation, usually pag ganyan sinabi, undocumented alien, ibig sabihin, di ba, wala kang visa o wala kang tamang visa. So in the case of Zaldico, mukhang wala siyang visa for that. Now, it raised a lot of questions yesterday. Di ba Portuguese citizen siya? So let's deal with all of these issues. So for the moment lang, mamaya, isama natin yung issue na baka nga Portuguese citizen din siya. So, number one, Zaldico is a Filipino citizen. Presumption, we presume is a Filipino citizen at having given up his Philippine citizenship when he obtained one from Portugal, assuming na totoo yung he got one from Portugal. He was transiting through the Czech Republic, did not have a visa or was undocumented, or presumed that if he had his Portuguese visa that he did not have his Portuguese visa or passport with him. So dahil kulang siya sa documentation, then he was detained, most likely by immigration authorities. Pagka ganon, normally you are deported to your country of origin or to your country of your residence. So titingnan yan sa passport ninyo. If you are a resident or a citizen, magkaiba yun, ha? You can be, let's say, an immigrant to another country. That makes you a resident of another country, but you still hold a Philippine passport, making you a Filipino citizen but non-resident. In the case of Zaldico, undocumented, presumed Filipino citizen, lacks a visa, he's going to be deported to his country of origin or country of citizenship, which is the Philippines. Okay. Country of origin could also mean where you arrived from. So kung saan ka nang galing. So immigration authorities will sometimes consider what country you were flying in from. But in cases like this, undocumented alien will be returned to the country where he holds a passport, which most likely will be the Philippines. So deportation, usually when the problem is a lack of a visa. However, as we mentioned yesterday, at marami na pong nag-e-echo nito, as we mentioned yesterday, former Congressman Zaldico can assert or can apply for asylum, political asylum, and while he is applying, whether i-approve siya or hindi, in the meantime, syempre dadaan pa yan sa proseso, while he is applying, while his asylum is being considered, he cannot be deported. Okay, ibig sabihin yan, mayroong tinatawag na principle called non-refoulement. Non-refoulement is spelled N-O-N-R-E-F-O-U-L-M-E-N-T. Non-refoulement. It's the French spelling, pronunciation. So non-refoulement means that you cannot be deported while you're seeking asylum, and when you have been granted asylum, you can also not be deported or returned to a country where you are expected to be persecuted. Okay. So kung kunwari babalik siya dito at merong political persecution and he can prove this, then he will not be deported back here. Now, the country where he is being held can choose to allow him to stay for the duration of his asylum proceedings. If the asylum is denied, pwedeng hindi dito siya ibabalik. Right? They can simply deport him to the country of origin where he had either flown in or had arrived from. So if he had arrived from Portugal, taking a train or road trip, car trip, dun siya sa Portugal ibabalik. So, Zaldico, in all likelihood, or if he does not want to return here, there is no talks, there are no, negotiations, then, and he does not want to be returned to the Philippines, his options are, number one, assert his Portuguese citizenship and ask to be deported there. If no such citizenship exists, he has a different visa pala, he can assert, he can apply for political asylum, and in the duration of the application, he will not be deported. Also, even if he loses the case for asylum, he can ask not to be returned to the Philippines because he expects to be persecuted here. So this is assuming that everything is as the news reported. So now we can take your questions. Good evening, everybody. Hi kay Ma'am Des. Sabi niya matagal nang nakasubscribe, ngayon lang nakapag-comment, nakikinig lang po. But I'm glad to see you here, Ma'am. Meanwhile, sa TikTok, thank you kay June Bags, kay CTM uli. Kay Pompoko, thank you very much. Kay, ano yun? Julie? Ang dami palang comments dito. Sige, I'll take your comments. Ayan. Thank you kay XR. Good evening sa lahat. Sabi ni my name is secret. Sabi niya sana i-contact ni Zaldi mga Duterte attorneys at ibigay ang kopya ng mga ebidensyang hawak niya. Well, we don't know who he trusts, but I understand what you mean. Thank you uli kay Pompoko. Hi, Ma'am Cecilia. Ay, my cats. Ay. Nalaglag testimony ni Madriaga, biglang nahuli si Zaldi, sabi ni Trident. Ewan ko, all these conspiracy theories, for me, yung iba manipis talaga if you look at the logistics of it. But on the other hand, naintindihan ko that so many people no longer trust this administration that they'd rather believe the conspiracy theories than whatever it is that they're feeding us in the news. Sabi nila, Kotserang Bisaya, meron na po bang international news na na-capture si Zaldico? Baka kasi bluff lang ng BBM. Well, wala pa po akong nakikita, pero for me, it's a big risk for them to announce it eh. Kasi remember, Article 154 does not care whether it is government or the private sector na nagsasabi nun, ng fake news, ng false news. Thank you kay, ano yan, Maruya. Mababaon si Madriaga, busy sa paglutang ni Zaldico. Paano mababaon yung balita? May hearing sa 22. I get it ha, pero dapat reasonable naman tayo sa ating mga tamang hinala. Let's see if di sila ang head ng corruption bangag talaga admin na to, sabi ni Ma'am Gracia. Sabi ni OFW ako, pwedeng masasabi niyo sa 74 million na pinababalik ng COA. Hi kay OFW ako from Singapore. Nandito po kayo kahapon, tinanong na pa rin yan kahapon, and the day before that, all the way since Tuesday, ini-explain po namin yan. Unang-una, that is not a final decision. Meron pang, merong 160 days si VP to either return money or to raise the matter to court. So, it is not yet established as a fact. Kasi pag sinasabi ninyo, ano yung masasabi niyo, pinapahasoli yung pera na gano'n. Bakit? Totoo na ba? Mismong COA ang nagsabi, may 160 days pa before the decision becomes final. So, bakit para sa inyo? Ano masasabi ninyo? We can't form an opinion unless it becomes final already. And oh, by the way, during the course of the hearing, remember this, hindi naging issue kung paano ginastos. Ang naging main issue dun sa base dun sa testimonya ng COA is nagpalit yung accountable officer. Merong ibang instances and then there are a few entries naman that said na kulang lang yung documentation. So, the reason we're a little sensitive about the di totoo yan, ganito yan, ganyan yan, is because naghahanda ang admin na ito. Hi, Sir, Ma'am Roy, sorry, holy cow. Hi kay Roy. So, we all need to be on the lookout. It's wrong, ha? It violates our constitutional right to free speech. But until that is challenged in the Supreme Court, they can cause a takedown of our accounts. So, I don't mind the conspiracy theories. Wag lang masyadong seryosohin yan where you post it as though it is true and already real, tapos maka-apekto ito ng public order or the public interest or the credit of the state. Hi, kay Ma'am Cecilia. Thank you very much. Hi, Sir Robert. Hi, Ma'am Gracia. Hi, Miss Montes de Oca. Thank you very much. Thank you kay Patrick. Sa tingin nyo, sinong posible na ilaglag ni Zaldico kung totoo nga na nahuli na siya? Ilalaglag. Ganito yan no? He has to tell the truth. So, kung kulang ang ikikwento niya, hindi rin ibibigay yung hinahanap niyang state's witness na status. He has to tell everything. So I don't know if he will have a choice in that. Nakakalungkot that now they're focused sa impeachment rather than sa crisis sa fuel and flood corruption. Shini says, need ba nila mag-investigate bago i-approve yung asylum? Gaano katagal ma-approve? It can take years in some countries. Sabi nila ko, Chelong Bisaya, for me, as long as wala akong nakitang international news about Zaldico, it's hard to believe BBM. Maybe. Panakip butas dahil sa palpak na hearing. Hindi ako nag-subscribe dito. Hindi ako agree dito. Kasi ang pinapresume ninyo is magkakakampi lahat. Yung mga mambabatas, Malacanang, and all that. While kampi-kampi sila pagdating sa bigayan ng pera, doon sa iba, they're not on board with everything. Halimbawa, allegedly, si BBM hindi niya gusto yung impeachment. Ang nagpipilit daw ng impeachment ay mga kongresista. Sana yung mga senador katulad mo maraming alam sa katotohanan. Marami naman po silang alam. Hindi lang sila nagla-live ng ganito. Kaya hindi natin alam kung, kumbaga, they don't discuss. And magbe-benefit sana tayo kung nagdi-discuss sila. Thank you kay Patrick. Hi kay Ma'am Concordia. He is not. Sabi ni Jay, if Zaldico was truly under Interpol surveillance, why is he only being caught now? He is not under Interpol surveillance. Wala pong red notice sa kanya. So, hindi po mauumpisahan ng Interpol ang anything kung wala pa siyang red notice. That's number one. Number two, Interpol primarily is a cooperative agency. Hindi po sila international police na nag-iimbestiga. So yung mga surveillance, if ever, that's conducted pursuant to the service of, there's no international warrant of arrest, except for the ICC, yung mga ganon. So yung red notice requires the cooperation and coordination with local law enforcement. So Interpol itself does not necessarily conduct the surveillance. Sila po ay coordinating. Sabi ni Jumel, may mailalabas kayang pruweba ang B-admin na nahuli talaga si Zaldico dito. Wala kasing news sa Europe at Czech Republic na nahuli. So si Zaldico sa Prague, nabalita na siya dito dati sa local news na nasa Portugal. Pero ngayon nahuli na, wala pa any news. Kahapon at ngayon walang news dito sa Europe. Nambubudol na naman ata si B. Alam nyo, pag nagbalita sila, I don't think that they have the burden of proof. Kasi ang news, babalita nila yan. Kung mali, then they should be issuing a retraction. On the other hand, kung nanggugulo sila, nanggugulo yung administrasyon, pwede naman silang makasuhan whoever is responsible with violation of Article 154. Ang lagay, sila lang ang exempt sa fake news investigations. Okay, so siguro itigil na rin natin yung, okay, if everybody believes na fake news siya, that's fine. We can move on to other topics. Ano po sinabi ni, wala na ano katuloy. Ano kaya yun? Hindi po siya well, there may be something wrong with the official story, yeah. Okay, so palitan na natin yung ating diskusyon. Wala naman palang naniniwala na nahuli siya. So there's no point in discussing anything else, di ba? But at least nasabi namin sa inyo na assuming na totoo, ganito ang gagawin niya. So any other questions on other topics? Thank you kay Jif Kayum. Tama ba yun? Thank you very much. Sabi ni Sataka, the thing is very unfair na ang media sa Pinas. Matagal na po. Pero ganito kasi, we should not expect them to be fair. Bakit ini-expect ninyo to be fair sila? Lalong-lalo na hindi naman tayo nagbabayad kadalasan. So, kasi wala naman government agency na nagtitimon sa kanila. There is no regulatory agency for media. So, in other words, lahat yan private. And syempre, dahil private sila, ang usual reason nila for the topics that they choose to highlight, to report, will be based on, will reflect the interests of the owners. O, kung kunwari, yung mga owners nun, mga negosyante, then definitely, puprotektahan nila yung negosyo nila. Yung mga opinions that they will reflect their ownership. So, I don't know if it is even worth it na pag-aksayahan pa natin ng inis natin, di ba? Ba't pa tayo maiinis? Once tanggapin natin na you're only protecting yung mga amo ninyo, pinoprotektahan nyo lang yung business interests ninyo, then at least hindi na tayo magagalit. Hindi sila nag-report sa ganito. That's why social media is the fallback pagka ganon. Sabi ni Ma'am Ina, that's the disadvantage of privatization. Well, there's PNA, yung Philippine News Agency, that's the government side. Government has media assets. May PTV, ewan ko kung may IBC pa. So, but it is so badly run because unless government is willing to recognize how expensive it is to run media companies, then magiging, alam mo yun, parang poor sister, parang poor stepsister lang talaga ang PTV compared to the other TV stations or other media stations. Namatay na yung issue about BBM's health status after Madriaga and Zaldico issues came out. Babalik kaya ang health issue ni BBM pag napanis ang but dito I disagree rin. Kasi the health issue is always supposed to be a current one. So, nung lumalabas na siya, naging issue siya nung wala siya. Now, kung nag-continue yung hindi siya nakikita and hindi na reasonable na hindi siya nakikita, then there would be recourse to the Supreme Court. But, kung hindi siya nakikita, tapos biglang nagpapakita na siya, may patakbo-takbo pa siya, OA na nga then that health status issue, that will die. I don't think you can blame people, and I don't think that they're smart enough to try to distract us, because in the age of internet, distraction is one of the most difficult comms strategies to do, because it will only work for a short time. Halimbawa, flood control. Hindi naman naghihiring ang Blue Ribbon. Hindi naman wala ng ICI. Wala namang pinapublicize na mga kaso yung ombudsman. So, and remember that news is reported because it is new information. Kung walang bagong information, I don't think you can blame the people or claim that there is a moving hand. 'Di ba? Para sa akin, hindi na rational yan Masyado na tayong napapraning. Pagka lahat na lang. Yung natural, yung health issue na matay na dahil nandyan si BBM. Hindi yan yung ginawa ng paraan, ginawa ng something na you would need something really earth-shaking, like a major disaster or a man-made disaster to take it out of the public consciousness. Kasi you can knock out stories from the headlines, pero knocking them out of consciousness, out of our awareness, that's far, far more difficult, especially in the age of internet. Bakit di muna ni-review ng HOR yung affidavit ni Madriaga bago pinayagan na i-detalye niya? Kailangan ba talaga yun? Di ba dapat sa Senado tinatanong niya? Paano yung mga dinawit niya? Unang-una, ang House Committee on Justice Parang piskal yan. Yung piskal, parang judge yan na nag-evaluate ng ebidensya to determine if there is probable cause. So, hindi nila i-review yan ahead of the hearing. Kung ini-review yan ahead of the hearing tapos kinorek nila, edi ibig sabihin hindi na sila judge, hindi na sila objective, sila na ang gumagawa ng ebidensya. Because the affidavit is evidence. So hindi dapat talaga yan. O, bago pinayagan i-detalye. What do you mean? Nagtanong sila ng certain questions. Ako hindi ko nakikita na probing questions 'yon. So, marami namang napigil. Maybe yung iba cross the line a little kasi walang nag-object. Pero hindi 'yun yung nakita kong problema. Ang problema yung manifestations. Hindi yan. Hindi yung mga pagtatanong kasi natitigil naman sila. You know why? Kasi magiging tama. The reason pigil na bigil sila is natatakot silang ma-TRO. So that's what I'm saying. Yung strategy ng mga lawyers ni VP, yung strategy ni na Attorney Torion, yung strategy ng mga nag-intervene, tama yon. Because ngayon, pagka napakita ng House na sila ay nagko-conduct ng mini trial, then the TRO could be issued. So, yun yung naging advantage doon. Yes, Joshua, I understand. Pero maraming nanood kanina. Oh, sabi ni San, matagal na yung bias, panahon pa ni Tatay Digong, lalo na Rappler at ABS-CBN. Sabi ni Milo, yeah, owner's protection, know who the major shareholders are of mainstream media. So you can have the answer why they're so, na bakit may kinikidingan sila. Just in case po, ploy ng current leadership ang pag-disseminate ng false info, ano po kaya makukuha nila dito? The maneuvering is more, for example, Zaldico, bakit siya yung meron silang tinatakot na ibang mga officials. Diba? Chinarge nga nila si Martin Romualdez, chinarge nila si Cheese Escudero. I keep telling you, look at the cases. Mas more likely na yun ang maaapektuhan. So, that's why, yung mga, assume natin na fake yan, ano yung magiging purpose niya? It won't be the babaw things. It won't be a comms strategy. It will be a strategy pertaining to the legal cases. Hindi po. Sabi ni Jose, paano kung dinala sa Sandigan Bayan si Zaldico tapos may hearing sa Senate? Eh di pili lang pong sasabihin niya doon, pwede niya isiwalat lahat. What do you mean po na pili lang sasabihin at saka saan? So, halimbawa sa Sandigan Bayan, ang sasabihin niya dapat relevant, meaning pursuant only to the case that is filed. Ngayon, ang negotiations, hindi yan sa court. That's not in court itself. Ang negotiations, to determine kung he will be charged for a lesser offense for sa kanyang pag-cooperate with the authorities, ibang usapan yan. At mas malawak yan. Sabi ni Red comment, media companies are companies first before anything else. Kasi purpose ng company will be most definitely for earnings first, for survival and anything else. That's why mainstream media will always be biased towards something, biased towards their advertisers, biased against the hindrance of their advertisers. That's why it's not surprising for a media company to be biased towards something. So, sayang kasi yung energy sa galit. Intindihin natin na they will not bring up the stories that we like necessarily. O sometimes may mga stories na talagang kinakalculate nila kasi maraming magbabasa, maraming mag-click sa kanila. Oo, may ganyan. Pero, meron ding iba na tinatago nila, ay hindi natin i-report kasi baka si bossing matamaan. Yan. O kaya, ay maapektuhan yung advertisers natin. Tama si sir. Sabi ni Ma'am Casey, At face value, it gives the impression that justice is within reach, that wherever this leads, there is now a real opportunity for him to be brought back to the Philippines, to face cases filed against him, and to answer allegations head on. And in that space, within a proper legal forum, he will have a chance to speak, to defend himself, and clarify his role in everything that has been said and speculated. On the other hand, pwede rin namang nahuli siya, pero hindi siya makakauwi or hindi siya mapapauwi. Okay, kasi po may kaso sa Sandigan tapos sabihin may kaso siya sa court, dun lang niya sasagutin ang tanong ng mga senador. Kasi tama po yun. Sa totoo lang, ang inquiry in aid of legislation dapat tungo sa paggagawa ng batas. Hindi po investigative body ang mga legislature natin. Minsan, nakikita ko na nagiging ganon because the legislators are pandering. Alam niyo yung pandering? Binibigay nila para silang mga komedyante. Tapos nakita nila, ay natatawa sila sa ganyan. So maglalabas sila ng similar jokes na ganon. They're pandering to the audience. Pero hindi nila trabaho mag-investigate. Hindi nila trabaho makakuha ng ebidensya. However, I understand na may mga instances na hindi na nalilate yung law enforcement or walang interest ang law enforcement. So in those instances, grateful tayo sa lumalabas ang ebidensya during the inquiries. And it's like that even in the US. So tama naman kayo to expect na importante yung pagdidinig sa Senado. However, the real venue for investigation is law enforcement. Kapag naghihiring, halimbawa, sa legislature, let's say sa Senado, kunwari lang, pero yung case, iniimbestigahan pa, magkakaroon ngayon ng conflict. Kung mayroong mga nakikita o hinahabol pa na leads yung mga investigador, pero merong pinipilit yung mga legislators, malaki yung chance na they will alter the course of the investigation so that it might not turn out to be fair. So, pag legal system, sa legal system, I get that. Yung hearings in aid of legislation, we are grateful kapag it is conducted in instances where the law enforcement agencies themselves don't like to investigate or either hit dead ends or nangangamoy something else. Good evening, Zian. Hi kay Skyru. Sabi niya, just in, Strait of Hormuz is now open for commercial ships as per Iran Foreign Minister. Okay, all foreign ships po. Sabi ni Colonel, bakit po biglang healthy at chubby at malayo sa itsura niya sa last known appearance? Hindi ko po alam. Allowed po ba assistance sa paggawa ng affidavit? Kasi po perfect ang English up to the punctuations. Actually, hindi. Sa statement sa affidavit ni Madriaga, salamat po, hindi. Marami siyang run-on sentence, maraming missing antecedents, maraming, di ba, masyadong, hindi po. Allowed po ba assistance? Ganito. Yes, allowed ang legal assistance dyan, pero hindi pwedeng i-substitute ng lawyer yung facts ng affiant. Hi kay Kimwell. Pwede po ba filean ng case si Madriaga ng San Sebastian if they feel that nasira sila, na nakakapanira ng kanilang reputasyon yung sinabi ni Madriaga? Pwede. Sabi ni Sambal TV, I don't think it's recklessness on the part of Zaldico. I didn't say it was. But to say, what we said was, some people are saying that, and therefore to say that he forgot his passport would be extremely reckless for a person in his position. It's a plan to apply for asylum. Posible. No. Sabi ni Echo of Rice, Di ba po final na daw yung decision ng COA sa notice of disallowance kasi sole mandate kahit padalin sa Supreme Court? Hindi po. Because the Supreme Court's mandate is to determine, to decide on cases of grave abuse of discretion. O kung walang basis naman yung findings ng COA or hindi reasonable o hindi naaayon sa batas, hindi naaayon dun sa Joint Memorandum Circular, they can decide on it as with any other agency. Actually, hindi po. Sabi ni Andy Lee, custody hindi arrest ang word na ginamit. Malamang detained for a few hours lang ng check dahil sa expired passport, pinalaya at sinabing kumuha ng bagong passport o IF. That's possible, pero wala akong nakikita na ano. But you cannot make that conclusion based on the word custody. Because in cases of deportation, sometimes naghihiring yan. So minsan it takes months. So custody does not mean a few hours. Custody can mean days, months, even years for certain witnesses. Sabi ni Ma'am Rosana, paano kung mag-recant si Codo, may nauna na siyang statements kasi nga sablay siya sa impeachment. Sablay sila sa mag-recant. Paano siya mag-recant? Di pa siya nag-testify, ma'am. Sabi ni Red Lacson, thoughts on Chua's statements that it's not their job to verify if Madriaga's claims are true or not. It is not their job to try the case. It is not their job to test the facts. So, in a sense, correct yun. Bakit hindi pwede mag-cross-examine si Madriaga? Kasi hindi naman siya sinubject to direct examination. There are only clarificatory questions. Clarificatory questions are not direct examination. They're not testing the facts. They're not testing his testimony. They're merely checking. Kunwari, kulang yung statement niya, dinadagdagan lang nila para maging mas maliwanag, mas maiintindihan yung statement niya. Sabi ni Laila, it's hard not to think that BBM's absence due to health issues for a few days was used as a diversion, shifting public attention away from unprogrammed funds hearing. Sa Supreme Court, ma'am? Diverting attention from a Supreme Court hearing with oral arguments? So, ma'am, I don't think so. Kasi like I said, a diversion means that hindi ka nagko-compete na sinasapawan mo. And that's only for a while. The point being that if you divert attention for a day or two, what good does that do? This is a case. And then the court will deal with it until ma-terminate yung case. So what is the point of attention? Di naman magbabago yung yung facts o yung evidence. Diba? Kumbaga, para sa akin, if we're going to come up with conspiracy theory, sabihin nyo sa akin kung ano yung point. What are they trying to achieve? Sabi ni, I'm really just testing the Para sa akin kasi, yes, I do like hearing your thoughts, but the more we discuss it, it might be better for how we're going to be looking at these things. Kasi may tendency rin tayo to go for the most, and pinapakita natin sa kanila how easily we can be swayed and manipulated. Sasabihin, in order to discredit something, sasabihin lang nila, ay, distraction yan. And most people think, ay, distraction yan. Like it is such a major strategy. Like it is a strategy that always works 100%. No. What are the most effective strategies? Major disasters. Kasi matagal eh. Tapos it also provides a comparison between what is important and what is not. Pero if you're saying na, ay, we're being distracted away from cases that are already filed, our attention does not matter in those cases that are already filed. Because the courts will handle it until matapos siya, ma-terminate siya. Sabi ni The Red Comet Project, what you said kanina sa The Spokes is really interesting though, na it was a possibility na nagpahuli siya sa country na walang extradition treaty. It should cause BBM to scratch their head. Ito actually tama to eh. Sabi ni Lawrence, why is it that the Committee on Justice is still hearing those testimonies na hindi nasaklaw sa articles of impeachment? Because they can only hear, they can only discuss what evidence has been presented. So kung nakasaad yan doon sa affidavit, pwede nilang ipipresenta yon. So mapapag-usapan yon. Doon yung clarificatory questions. Ano po masasabi ng DILG mo sa sinabi ng DILG na paimbestigahan si Mayor Baste? Ay, galingan nila. Yes. Czech has to follow EU rules. If no crime is established and Zaldi has Portuguese golden visa, he will be allowed to go back to Portugal once identity is sorted. Pwede ba kasuhan si Madriaga ng San Sebastian na pinasa lang nila si Sara? Kung sa tingin nila, yun ay nakasira sa reputasyon nila. Sabi ni Joselito, ang dami nang nagawa ni BBM, nagbuhat ng bigas, nag-jumping jacks, nagtakbo na panay ikot sa palengke, pero magpa-hair follicle test, di pa nagawa. Good one. Sabi ni, alam mo Ethan, ayoko yung please don't flood. Unang-una, if you're going, if it were important what you said, ang pinipresent mo sa akin is a really kind of out in the boondocks type of conspiracy theory. Tell me why I should make pansin. Kung for appeal pa po yung confi funds ni VP Sara, bakit they use it as one of the basis for impeachment cases? Ma'am, yun nga po yung defense ni VP ever since. Hindi pa nga nag-decide ang COA nun na i-final yung impeachment, di ba? Yung ginamit na yan sa impeachment complaint. Ginamit din po dun sa House Committee on Good Governance. No, sir, not an appeal. Well, pwede rin sigurong appeal on his deportation. Depends on the rules of the Czech Republic. Pero most likely, asylum. Isa po ako sa nagbabayad ng tax para pasahurin ang Crocs. Anyari? Di ba pwede kasuhan sila? Sobrang abusive na. Sir, pwede naman. Pero anong ikakaso ninyo? Kung kinakasuhan nyo, kasi naiirita tayo, unfortunately, hindi pa siya crime. Pero kung mayroon nga silang ninakaw, as long as we have the evidence, they can be brought to trial. Sabi ni John, di po ba mas problema kung paano magsimula uli ang Blue Ribbon, ang maging patas na ba ang investigasyon nila? Kasi kahit bumalik si Zaldico, bias ng BRC. Uulitin ko ha, ang Blue Ribbon Committee po ay in hearings, inquiry in aid of legislation. Ano po ba ang hinahanap ninyo o pinapahanap ninyo sa BRC? So, kumbaga, parang ini-expect nyo yata na ang BRC ay hukuman. Hindi po. They're not even an investigative body. They are a legislative, they're part of the legislature. Meaning, ang end goal ng mga ganyang inquiries usually is in aid of legislation. Halimbawa, yung kay Amy sa Senate Foreign Relations, inimbestigahan yung pagkuha kay Tatay Digong. Bakit? Kasi nga may bahagi doon sa sa international human rights law o yung Crimes Against Humanity law ng Pilipinas na nag-a-allow ng automatic na parang rendition na sa isang Filipino citizen. So dininig nila yon at tinitignan kung kailangan baguhin yung batas. In the process, habang sa pagdidinig nila, maraming mga truths that came out. Yung ginawa ni Nina Torre, yung ginawa ni na nung group effort. So, hindi po primary purpose nila ang malaman kung paano nangyari dun sa sa mga flood control projects. Ano yung purpose ng kay Trillanes na testimony? Ang suspetsa ko dyan is, doon sa Committee on Good Governance, meron na naman siyang PowerPoint presentation, di ba? At sinasabi na may alleged mga deposit si VP at nakuha daw niya yung information from AMLAC which has denied it. Gayunpaman, gagamitin nila yan to substantiate yung kanilang mga orders for orders regarding yung subpoena duces tecum sa Anti-Money Laundering Council. Sabi ni Rafael Salvador, Sara Duterte pa rin kami. Wala namang gumalaw eh. 'Di ba? Tayo ba nawala tayo sa sa Sara Duterte camp? Yung GMA7 News, hinahanap nila si Zaldi kung saan nakulong, ano po kayang drama. Well, kung fake news nga na na-detain siya, then GMA is doing well na hinahanap siya. Ma'am Beverly says there's a rumor that BBM is not really very sick. Yung may sakit siya ay smokescreen lang daw para makalabas-pasok siya ng bansa papuntang abroad for whatever reason. Gaya ng naglabas sila ng balita na nasa Mount Samat siya for araw ng kagitingan. Then the next day, in-announce ni Auntie Claire na nakarating na that afternoon si BBM sa New York. Actually, yung nilabas na video about BBM going to New York was an old one. Yun yung umalis kami for New York or another trip to New York. So hindi po hindi kami yun yung pinaka last na punta niya sa New York. So hindi po yun. Kasama ba si General Anyo sa mga kaso against PRD now kasi resign na siya, baka pwede niya na harapin? I don't remember po. Sabi ni Ma'am Gracia, puro throwback ang admin. Sabi ni Andy Lee, Interpol hasn't responded to Philippine request for red notice since December 2025. It means they cannot fully make up their mind on the validity of the request. May reject request if viewed as political. Pwede. Sabi ni Mr. Techitut, sa tingin niyo, attorney, ano kaya purpose na tinitingnan nila sa ni Justice Leonen? It's a threat. Basically, they're threatening Justice Leonen kasi nga, yung pagtatanong niya doon sa hearing sa budget is very uncomfortable for those people who are involved in those processes.